This is an analysis of Sylvia Plath's poem Year by Haley Greenaway. This poem contains 2 stanzas, with 9 lines per stanza. The lines are short and so is the structure, yet the poem still contains a lot of meaning. Sylvia Plath uses similes throughout the poem, comparing her unborn baby to marine life. One of Sylvia's children was born on the 4th of July. In this poem, she gives us the setting of that day, in line 8, when she says, 4th of July to All Fool's Day. This poem is about Sylvia describing the feelings of her pregnancy and the closeness she has with her unborn child. Sylvia conveys the message of pregnancy throughout the poem. The biggest giveaway of her pregnancy was in line 9. Sylvia says, "Oh high riser, my little loaf." This imagery shows us that she is pregnant. The popular phrase "bun in the oven" relates to this, because when a woman is pregnant, she uses the phrase "bun in the oven." The imagery we get shows us images of a bun increasing in size. This metaphorically shows us how Sylvia's baby was growing inside of her body. It shows us how her baby's fetus was growing and shaping inside of her. She refers to her baby constantly. We see this in line 3, "Gilled like a fish." She is comparing her unborn child to marine life, which shows us an element of nature. This line shows us that the baby has not been born yet, as it is not able to use its lungs because it has not properly developed them and has not come out of the body yet, and it is only surviving by the mother's placenta. We can see that Sylvia is describing the feelings of pregnancy in lines 15 and 16, when she says, "A creel of eels, all ripples, jumpy as a bean." In these lines, she is describing the feeling of her unborn baby inside of her. Jumpy as a bean can metaphorically be telling us that the baby is kicking and moving inside of her. Creel of eel shows us the feeling of the baby inside of her. A creel is a basket which carries fish, which shows us how Sylvia is carrying the baby inside of her and producing life. These 2 lines represent movement and life. Sylvia gives us imagery of the baby in the womb, in line 1 and 2. She starts with the simile, "Clown like happiest on your hands," and then she says, "Feet to the stars and moon skulled." These lines show us the position of the fetus. Clown-like represents clumsiness and a funny position for the baby in the womb. We see imagery of the baby upside down in the womb. When she says moon-skulled, it shows us how the baby's head is fragile and bald because it's shiny as the moon. In line 3, she uses the simile, wrapped up in yourself like a spool. This shows us imagery of the baby being snug inside the womb tightly, being surrounded by her mother's warmth. Sylvia Plath describes the baby as a clean slate because a clean slate represents purity and a fresh start, with the baby's own identity waiting to be brought into the world. Sylvia's creating life. She's creating a new start. And she's creating something pure. This poem connects with women universally. It represents the bonding between a mother and her child. Many women can relate to the feelings they go through pregnancy through this poem.